Hey guys, TGIF. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. I just got done working out for lunch. Went and had cardio for lunch today. How's everybody doing? Give just a couple minutes for y'all to come on. TGIF, y'all, right? Yay, we're headed into the weekend. Whoop, whoop. Hey everyone, coming on. Hello. Hello. So I was just thinking, I was working out and I had this thought cross my mind about how over my life, I've had people close to me that Lala says, what do you think about the vaccine? I'll have to do that separately, honey. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. So my title today is Frenemies, Haters. What else did I say, guys? Frenemies, haters. What I call it? Frenemies, haters, blamers, and backstabbers. One of the things I've learned in my journey, if you're somebody who is striving for more, striving for greater, any level of personal development, professional development, like the key to our lives is change. We change. We are ever evolving and changing. And one of the things that I've encountered that's been so hard about being someone who's always working on me and always striving to be better is that you do end up having quite a bit of people who are going to be your frenemies, your haters, blamers, backstabbers, right? Red Gogata says, I'm still hanging on to your talk about rejection. Powerful. Thank you, sweetheart. So one of the things I've come to realize, guys, is first of all, when you find yourself in a situation, right, that you all of a sudden this is what I've noticed as the process. It could be someone close to you, because let's just be real. We don't care about strangers. I mean, maybe you do, because everyone's on social media now. Maybe you're like really sensitive to snarky comments on things and things like that. But I've had to develop thick skin when it comes to being a public figure and being on social media. You can't be, upset by what strangers say to you, because this is the World Wide Web, right? Public. You got a lot of crazies out here. So if you're on the internet, you're on social media, and you're being like triggered by the things that people hate on you or say, on your social media pages, you're going to have to really toughen up if you're going to be on social media, because there's just so many crazies out here. But what hurts is not strangers. It's those you love. It's those that you thought loved you. It's not strangers that deeply hurt us, guys. It's when your friend is secretly hating on you or secretly talking about you. It's when your family is secretly hating on you or secretly talking about you. It's when the people you love, when all of a sudden you discover that they are one of your number one haters. And it's really difficult to even know what to do with that, right? Because you love them and you're sitting there trying to comprehend how in the hell did it get to a place in the relationship where they're somehow jealous or envious or backstabbing you, where did this go wrong, right? Because that's not how you feel about them. You're cheering them on. You love them. You're there for them. You're literally been there through all the ups and downs. And oftentimes, guys, what I have discovered is that it's the people even that have been there with you through the ups and downs, even some of the worst places in your life. And then when they see you on top and when things start to shift and everything's good in your life, now it's a critique. Now it's a judgment. There's always something critical to say. It's always like the little snide, snarky little, oh, well, you always doing so much. Oh, well, you just stay so busy. Oh, you still doing that business. Oh, so it becomes like all of these little snide things. Oh, you always changing your hair. Oh, this is right. And literally, it comes down to the fact that people have their issues. And it doesn't matter that they love you. It doesn't matter that you love them. And this is the process I've observed. So the type of person I am, guys, I'm a very goal-oriented person. So I'm always working on my own stuff. I'm always got my own goals, right? Right. Exactly, Charlotte. You doing too much. All that isn't necessary, right? Right. Scorpio 116 says they say little stuff in a joking way, but they be serious. Right. And then they love to say that word little, right? Little this, little that, right? Demeaning, diminishing your work, diminishing your effort, diminishing, it's like somehow trying to take away from your glow, your sparkle, everything that you've worked for, or whatever your passion is. Maybe you love to change your hair every other week. Maybe you love, buying new clothes. Maybe you love working on your body and getting in shape. Somebody's always going to have a critique, guys. But here's the thing. I encourage you to get really sincerely honest. LL Hudson says, OMG, I just realized this about my sister. Dealing with this with a stepdaughter, survivor of many. Thank you, Miss Tanya Speaks. I love you some, Rebecca. Guys, it crushes your heart when it is people that you love dearly. Your children, your siblings, your auntie, your best friend. It hurts so bad. And one of the things that this is me. So I'm going to talk about my process. This is what happens with me. Like I began to tell you, I'm very preoccupied with my goals. If I'm writing a book, a course, my health goals, my personal development, I'm very loving and very just dedicated to those I love. I love really hard. But I'm also somebody that's moving, at a pace because I have goals. And so am I always going to be paying attention to all the small little details, every little thing you say that I could have been seeing as a red flag? Some of that's it's not going to be on my radar, right? I'm going to miss all the little things that they were doing or saying that was showing me that there was some level of jealousy or envy. I'm going to miss all those small little red flags. And what happens to me is there will come a situation, there'll come a circumstance where all of a sudden I can't help but to recognize you're not behaving in the way a truly supportive and loving person in my life should be behaving. So you get a big win. There's a big accomplishment. There's something that, in other words, a moment that should be celebration for you or something where they should be in support of you, have encouraging words, praise, celebration with you. Now there's a critique or there's a judgment or there's concern. It's critique and judgment veiled as concern. It's hate veiled as concern or wisdom. Why can't you just be happy for me? Why is there this whole conversation about how you think this may change you, or how this could change your situation, or things you need to be concerned about or worried about, or why can't we enjoy this moment for me the same way we've enjoyed these moments for you to celebrate your wins and accomplishments and milestones, right? Exactly, Lala. Those kinds of people will try to sabotage you, and they're not healthy to be around. Now, here's the other part of this, guys. They're having conversations about you and talking about you behind your back, and you just don't realize it. This has happened to me several times where I was ignoring kind of that spiritual feedback, that little bit of spiritual chatter you feel in certain situations where you're kind of recognizing like, you kind of really take every opportunity to critique me. You take every opportunity to judge me. Mind you, they do whatever they want to do. They right, wrong, or indifferent, bad, ugly, they do whatever they want to do, but let you do anything that they feel is not perfect, and they've got a critique or a judgment. And here's the thing, guys. If you're someone like me, your heart, because you love them, you don't really realize that their heart's not in the right place when it comes to you. And so you've given them access to you. They have access to whatever's going on in your life, access to the details of your life, access to what you're doing, what you're not doing, what you're working on. And so guess what? They're being fed all these details because you've trusted them to be in your trusted inner circle. But guess what they're doing? They're back here. Oh, Joan, thank you for buying a badge, sweetie. That's so sweet. Right? They're back here talking about you, sabotaging relationships, sabotaging the love that other people have for you. And you just don't realize it. And this is even people you love, undermining your reputation, undermining what others think of you. Because of jealousy, envy, resentment, you name it, all kinds of emotions that you haven't stopped to recognize. Is this really a friend or is this a frenemy? So here's some signs. Here's some signs that someone might be a frenemy or a hater or a blamer or a backstabber and you just don't realize it. In my situations, guys, some things always happen. It gets back around to me what they're saying. You done talk to the wrong person. God begins to make me slow down and pay attention to your words and your behavior, and they don't line up. And all of a sudden, you got to be like, well, wait a minute. And like I was saying in my process, there's always a crisis, a circumstance. There's always a situation that all of a sudden I can't ignore any longer. All the little things that were just kind of floating beneath my radar, I was, like, oh, whatever, they don't mean it, or they're having a bad day, or I know she's going through, or she's hurting, or she's disappointed with that, or whatever. And it just, so you make excuses for them. But with me, something will finally happen that I can't ignore. And I've been there so many times that I now recognize it when I see it and feel it. Oh, I'm sharing something I'm about to do. And you get real quiet. Oh, I booked my trip, the trip I've always been wanting to take to London. And all of a sudden, oh, girl, instead of, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I know how you've been wanting to go there. I know that's your 8th trip this year, but I mean, who's counting, girl? I'm so proud of you. But instead you get crickets. You get, oh, you sure are putting a lot of stamps in your passport this year. Oh, that new opportunity. Oh, that's cool. Don't let it change you. Don't let it change you. What? Oh, well, you need to be thinking about how that's going to affect your day-to-day life. You might have problems. You got to, all this fake concern, fake wisdom, fake. But yet, when you were closing deals, and when you bought your house, and when you lost weight, or when you got your surgery, or when you got your Botox, or when you go girl, go best friend, go friend, right? You close on your house. Oh my God, this is beautiful. I'm in your house. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. I get my new luxury house. You sit on the couch like, oh. Can't give not one compliment. I go throughout your whole house. This is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love these countertops. Oh my God, I love these hardwood floors. Oh my God, I love this furniture. Oh my God, girl, you deserve this. You have worked so hard for this. I'm that friend. I'm that friend, y'all. I'm that friend blowing you up. I'm that friend. You deserve this. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I know what you've been through. Right? I know where you come from. I know what you've had to work through. I know where your family been. I know the trauma you've been through. I know the generational shit you had to break off to even have this. I know what you come through the mud. Come out the mud to get this. I know what you've had to, the skills you had to develop, the things you had to overcome. Listen, I know so I'm that number one fan. I'm that friend that's looking at everybody around me like we can all win. I got you. Oh my God, yes. I got next. That's always my attitude. Oh my God, yes, I'm praising you, believing in you for whatever God's best is for your life. And I'm saying to myself, I got next. And God ain't going to do nothing for somebody else that he wouldn't do for me. God ain't going to. But then when it's your turn, ooh, who am I talking to when it's your turn? All of a sudden, crickets. All of a sudden, stank face. Well, I don't know if I would have done it that way. Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't know if I would have made it that choice. Well, I don't know if I would have moved there. Well, I don't know. Really? And guys, when you see it and you peep it for what it is, don't make excuses for it. Listen, when God shows you blatantly, either you walk or you let them walk and you do not chase them. I've had dear friends to me show me their hand after being friends for years, and all of a sudden there's something I cannot ignore. They show their hand in such a way, guys, that it's like, damn, are you freaking kidding me? Okay, so you mean this whole time? I remember when I went through my divorce and things changed. Like, I remember you were my single friend, and as long as I was married, you were cool. And then when I got single and I started dating, there was all this jealousy. Like, it was cool for me to be your married friend because we weren't competing for men. But all of a sudden, when I was single, you ain't cool no more. You ain't down no more. You feeling some type of way because the attention that you feel like you want from men, or I'm getting the attention from the men you would want that you don't get. And now all of a sudden you got a problem with me. That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me that you put on some weight, that you're not attracting who you want. And this is what happens, guys, is that when circumstances change, when there's places in life, when there's a major transition, this is when you're going to be able to identify who's ride and who's not, who's riding with you and who's not, who's on your side and who's not, who's down for you, truly down for you, and who ain't. It's in transitions, up and down, when you're going to recognize jealousy and envy. And you have to pay attention. It's been when I was going through down and out. Who's there? Who's ride or die? Who got your back? And then guess what? I've also learned, I'm going to have to change the name of the video, y'all. I've also learned that there's friends who will be with you when you down and out, but those same friends may not be with you when you coming up. They can handle it as long as you weren't doing as good as them. They can handle it as long as you're not on their level. But now you start to elevate. Now you start to grow. Now your money starts to quadruple. Now your status quadruples. Now everything's going forward. Everything's growing for you because they were with you there in the trenches. Y'all understand what I'm saying? They were there watching you build, watching you go through, watching you evolve, watching you change. They were with you in the trenches. But all of a sudden, when the changes manifest, when the blessings manifest, now they have a problem. Because there's some friends with you who'll be there when you're down. There's some friends with you who'll be there when you up. And then there's friends that are there with you always, up or down. And those are your true friends, your true loved ones. And family is not always blood. Some of y'all are deeply hurt by your family. Your family. Some of you have been through hell and high water with family hating on you, family jealous, envious, backstabbing you. And you don't want to recognize it or call it that, because it's family, Because you look at them and you're like, but you're supposed to love me. You're supposed to support me. You're supposed to, I mean, it's one thing to be out here in the streets. It's one thing for strangers to stab you in the back and hate on you. It's something else entirely for it to come from your family. Not ready for that. And when it comes to your next level, just remember this message, guys. It is in your transitions when you've got to recognize who's on your team and who's not. And it's going to hurt. But if you don't heed the warnings, if you don't heed it, if you try to ignore what God's trying to show you when he's revealing the sabotagers, the frenemies, the haters, the backstabbers, the blamers, when he is revealing these people to you, you can't afford to ignore it, because if you do, they will sabotage you down the road. There will be lots of disaster and problems down the road for you when you ignore and you keep these people around you with access to you in your inner circle. So anyway, I love you guys. I might change the title of this video to be something about jealousy and envy. But it's real. It's very, very real. I love you guys. Blessings in abundance. I will see you next Wednesday for the Rebecca Lynn Pope Show. Make sure you guys get your healing course by the WORK Masterclass to start on your own healing work. And I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.